Welcome back, foodies. Today we're making jollof rice. Whether you're a pro or this is your first time making this dish, this video is for you.
Today we are going to show you how to cook Nigeria party jollof. Yes, Nigeria jollof is one of the best jollof rice you can have in Africa. No be choice. So if you doubt me, go on IshowSpeed. IshowSpeed can testify to this. Then the step-by-step guide on how to cook Nigeria jollof. And if you are watching my video in the very first time, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Please like, comment, you get why. Let's go!
I'm going to break down how to make the perfect jollof in 3 simple steps. First, we're going to make the meat stock. Second, we're going to make the jollof base. And third, we're going to be cooking the rice to perfection. Plus, stay tuned for a bonus tip at the end on how to clean your jollof pot like a pro. Let's get started. This is everything you need for the chicken and the stock. Cut the chicken into smaller pieces and then season with some chopped onions, ginger and garlic, salt, curry powder, crushed chicken bouillon cubes, and thyme. You can use fresh or dried thyme. I'm not going to add any water at this point. I'll just give this a good mix and then cover and allow to steam for about 10 minutes on low heat. This method is going to make your chicken very flavorful, so the spices will really get deep into it. After about 10 minutes, the chicken would have released its own juices. Add some more water and then cover and allow to continue cooking for an additional 10 or 15 minutes or until the chicken is almost fully cooked. After about 15 minutes, the chicken should be ready. It doesn't have to be fully cooked because I'm still going to fry it. I'll take out the chicken and then sieve the stock just to get rid of any bone or large chunks of ginger or garlic in it. And with that, we're done with the first step, which is making the stock. Second step is to make the base for the jollof. For the base, you need some bell peppers or tatashe, tomatoes, scotch bonnet peppers or atarido, and onions. Start by rinsing the peppers and tomatoes. If you're using tatashe, remove the seeds and the veins because that can make your jollof rice bitter. Go ahead and cut everything into smaller pieces. For the scotch bonnet peppers, you can use as much or as little as you like. I don't like my jollof rice very spicy, so I use very little. There are 2 ways to make the jollof base, the roasting method and the traditional boiling method. I'm going to show you both ways to make it. For the roasting, transfer everything to a baking dish. I like to add 1 garlic bulb. If you love garlic, then this is definitely a game changer. Drizzle everything with oil and then add some fresh or dry thyme. Roast in the oven for about 30 minutes. Make sure you turn midway so it doesn't burn too much. After about 30 minutes, this is what it should look like. Allow it to cool just for a little bit and then transfer to a blender. Press out the garlic from the shell and then blend everything until it's completely smooth. Once that's done, your roasted, very flavorful jollof base is ready. And with that, the second step is done and dusted. Next, the third and final step, which is making our jollof rice. First, I'm going to fry the cooked chicken from earlier because I'm going to be serving this with the jollof rice. I like to add half an onion to the oil when frying. It gives the chicken a really nice flavor. For a healthier option, you can also air fry or bake the chicken. If you're grilling or air frying, do that at a high temperature so the chicken browns without getting too dry. My fried chicken is golden brown, so I'm going to take it out. Also, I'll take out the onion and just throw that away. Next, I'm going to reduce the oil. To make the jollof, start by frying some onions. I like to use a lot of onion when making jollof because it adds a really nice sweetness to the dish. Fry the onions for about 3 to 4 minutes or until it's soft, then add the tomato paste. Now you want to make sure you fry your tomato paste really well. This is one step some people miss when making jollof, and missing this step is what could make your jollof have a sour or bitter taste. Tomato paste is naturally very sour, which is why you need to fry it really well to caramelize it. I usually fry for about 15 minutes. If you need to add more oil, you can do so it fries properly. Make sure you keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn. You know it's fried well when the oil starts to separate and it starts to look like this. Once the tomato paste is well fried, next add the base. I'm using the roasted pepper base for this recipe because that's the one I usually prefer. I only made the other one for educational purposes, so I'm going to put that in my freezer for the next time I make jollof rice. The base is already cooked, so no need to fry for too long. Go ahead and season with salt, crushed chicken cubes, curry powder, dried thyme and bay leaves. I don't like using too much bay leaf because I find the aroma to be a bit overpowering, so I usually use just one, but in this case I'm making a very big pot of jollof, so I'm using two. Feel free to add as much or as little as you like. Stir all the spices together and then add the chicken stock and water. So usually I don't like to add all the water at this point, I just add enough to loosen the sauce. I'll add the remaining water after I add the rice, so that helps me kind of gauge how much water I'm putting in so I don't use too much. I'll mix this thoroughly, then cover and allow to simmer for about 5 minutes while I wash the rice. Wash the rice several times until the water runs clear. You can use hot water to wash the rice, but if you're using hot water, just make sure the last rinse is with room temperature or cold water so the rice doesn't start cooking. And the best type of rice to use for Nigerian jollof is long grain parboiled rice. You can also use Sela basmati rice if you prefer basmati. Here are some good brands I like for the long grain parboiled rice. For the Sela basmati rice, these are my favorite brands. There are other good brands you can use. Just make sure it says Sela basmati or golden Sela basmati and not just regular basmati rice. You also want to stay clear from regular white rice or jasmine rice, as those tend to be too sticky for Nigerian jollof. I've now added my washed rice to the sauce. I'll give this a good mix. A question I often get is, should I parboil my rice when making jollof? I usually don't advise it because then the rice doesn't get as much time to absorb all the goodness, so it doesn't give you that traditional jollof taste. Instead, it makes your jollof rice taste like rice and stew. After adding the rice, mix it properly. Make sure there are no large chunks of sauce at the bottom. So next, I'm going to add the remaining water. Another mistake people tend to make when making jollof is adding way too much water. Your water should just be slightly above the rice like this. At this point, you can also tell what the color of the jollof would be when it's cooked. So if it's looking super whitish or see-through, then most likely after it's cooked, your jollof won't be red. A quick fix for this is to add more jollof base or fry some more tomato paste and quickly add that. You can also use paprika or smoked paprika to improve the color. Cover the rice tightly with foil paper. The foil paper is going to help trap the steam so the rice cooks with little water so it doesn't come out sticky. You can also use parchment paper or a really tight lid. Cook the rice on low-medium heat for about 30 to 40 minutes. If you like the smoky party jollof rice, cook on low heat for about 10 minutes, then increase the heat and cook on high heat for the rest 20 to 25 minutes. When the rice is done, give it a very good mix. If your rice looks or feels too dry, you can add a little bit of butter, about half a stick to 1 stick, depending on how much rice you're making. Also add some chopped onions or chopped tomatoes or both, just to add some moisture. After adding the butter and chopped onion and tomatoes, cover and allow to steam for about 5 to 10 minutes. On the other hand, if your jollof comes out sticky or soggy, maybe you accidentally added too much water, a way to fix that is to leave the pot open after mixing. This will allow most of the steam evaporate, drying out the rice a little. A quicker way to do this is by turning the rice to a wide dish. You can use a baking tray or a wider pot or bowl. Spread the rice around so it dries out quicker. For constantly perfect jollof, refer to the recipe so you don't have to do much guesswork. This jollof recipe has been tested and is trusted by so many people. You can also tailor it to suit your preference. Feel free to make minor adjustments if needed. Refer to it anytime you want to make this dish and you get perfect Nigerian jollof every time. One last tip I'd like to add: if you want really smoky party style Nigerian jollof, then you want to use the right pot. This traditional iron pot, a cast iron pot or a calderol will give you the best tasting party jollof. A stainless steel pot also works great. Just stay away from non-stick pots when making party smoky style jollof rice. If you're making regular Nigerian jollof, not the party or the smoky style, then you can use a non-stick. I'm serving my jollof the classic way, which is with some fried plantains and chicken. I'm going to go enjoy my meal. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already.